Hi, boys and girls. Communism is 60 years old in America. Let's check in and see how she's doing. Welcome to Communism Part 2. I am the Truth Slinger. Yeah, man. Truth Slinger here, coming at you for the 95th time at least. Right, I think I got the numbers straight. It's June 30th, the last day of June. It's still overcast and raining in Maine. And if I would have put in a garden this year, everything would have rotted. So it was really good that I decided to grow my career rather than my garden. Unfortunately, my career is flailing just about as badly as my garden would have been. Because today, some dumb lady doesn't want to pay me. Is confused about how the audiobook thing works. Anyway, none of that's your problem, right? I'll figure out what I got to sell next. Yeah. Take back to the store so I get a little gas to operate yet another day and bring you the truth. So, right, let's go on to what we were talking about, lest you get bored. The other day, just to recap, we were talking about a document that was filed in Florida into the congressional record, right? So it was captured through the congressional record by somebody that wanted to warn against the dangers of communism that was in this country. And so, yeah, we noticed that there were a number of things, and some of them are circled, and we talked about these things, and I can recap real quick. We've got U.S. acceptance of the coexistence as the only alternative to atomic war, and we talked about that. That we just have to believe that we can't. We have to just coexist, right? We can't go and defeat communism. We can't just go and crush it, right? They want us to believe that, right? That we have to coexist with it. Let me see. Permit free trade between all nations, regardless of their communist affiliation, right? Promote the UN. We talked about that. You can't see that on the screen. I can't scroll down at the moment. I don't think I can. Maybe I can. No, I can't. Anyway, but just trust me. They want to promote the UN as the only hope for mankind, right? Basically, they're talking about introducing the one world government here. One world government with its own independent armed forces, right? So this is not a new idea, right? This one world government. We've been talking about this for some time. Well, yeah, it's a communist goal, right, guys? Now, and even some of these that are not marked, okay, are important, right? But here we've got 15, capture one or both of the political parties in the United States. Which one do you think that has been captured, right? You can leave your comments below and let me know which one you think was captured. I think they're both been captured, but more one in particular, I think. Get control of the schools, right? Use them as a transmission belts for socialism and current communist propaganda. There it is right there. So, yeah, they want to get the schools. And then down here, number 20, which you can't see, it says infiltrate the press. Get control of book review assignments, editorial writing, and policy-making positions. And so infiltrate the press, I would say they didn't infiltrate it. Now the press currently is the wholly owned lock, stock, and barrel subsidiary of the government. It's the Pravda. It's government press. And then we've got continue discrediting American culture by, let me see, what does it say? Degrading all forms of artistic expression. An American communist cell was told as to eliminate all good sculpture from parks and buildings, substitute shapeless, awkward, and meaningless forms. Okay? What do you remember during 2020? Do you remember that? Do you remember the whole mania of yanking down every statue that they could find? Right? As a matter of fact, to their detriment. I mean, one guy got crushed by a statue, pulled his son bitch right down on himself. But it's this whole, we've got to self-loathe, we've got to hate ourselves. This is part of the Communist Party agenda, okay? Now we're all caught up, right? So let's go on to page 2, right? Because it gets even better, guys. It gets even better, right? Let's look at this. All right. Eliminate all laws governing obscenity by calling them censorship and a violation of free speech and free press. Yeah, we're right in the middle of Pride Month, right? So it's really in our faces, right? How far they've pushed this agenda, right, with the obscenity, right? Yeah, right. No, we got naked men prancing down the street, right? I got to put out a video content a little bit later of a man with an erection in the ladies' room in a dress. That's where we're at, man, right? And that's legal now. It's legal, right? Okay, let's go on. Break down cultural standards of morality by promoting pornography and obscenity in books, magazines, motion pictures, radio, and TV. Do I really need to say anything more? Do I need to get on the soapbox here and pontificate? Just look around you. Here we go. Present homosexuality, degeneracy, and promiscuity as normal, natural, and healthy. Are you listening? Do I have your total attention? Does this not freak you out? I hope it does freak you out. I'm hoping I'm bringing you something that you've never really seen before and never read before and went, oh my God. Like, yeah, I kind of knew that there was sort of maybe communism here, but like, no, really, that they've had a plan and this has all been part of the And how have people not been screaming about this for the longest time? How did we all get lulled and go to sleep? It's been the biggest psyop ever, right? Let's keep going. Infiltrate the churches, right? I don't belong in a church. I mean, I don't go to a church anymore for a lot of reasons, okay? And part of it is that I think that the evangelical church is shot through with the crap, this wokeness, right? Wokeness, right? Here we go. Infiltrate the churches and replace revealed religions with social religion, discredit the Bible, and emphasize the need for intellectual maturity, which does not need a religious crutch. So here we are, right? The whole idea that we're all Neanderthals and Christianity has to just get with the program and get updated, right? Because it's all about love, baby, love, 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 right? Okay, let me see. Discredit the American, I think this is important, the American Constitution by calling it inadequate, old-fashioned. Wait a minute. Let me see. Can you see this? Here we go. You see this? There we go. Discredit the American Constitution by calling it inadequate, old-fashioned, out of step with modern needs, a hindrance to cooperation between the nations, right? This is this whole world government thing, right? But the discrediting of the Constitution has been going on, like, deliberately, relentlessly for quite some time. This whole idea it's a living document needs to be updated. It's all crusty, right? Yeah, it's crusty for a damn reason. It's trying to keep you sons of bitches from doing anything you want to do. And evil men. Oh, calm down. Calm down. Okay. Discredit American founding fathers. Present them as selfish aristocrats who had no concern for the common man. Oh, and yeah, they're slave owners. Tear down every single statue. They were all evil sons of bitches and bastards. Wow. It seems as if we're ticking them off here. Win, win, win for the communists. Win, win. Aren't we? Aren't we? Aren't we starting to go, holy shit, Tim? It looks like we're living in a what? Oh, a fucking communist country. Holy shitballs, boys and girls. Yeah. Okay, Dad, roll over in your grave. Whoops. It's bad when you put, I don't know why it's bad when you put mother in front of that word. But anyway, these people, they make me so mad. Okay. Belittle all forms of American culture and discourage the teaching of American history on the ground that it was only a minor part of the big picture. Give more emphasis to Russian history since the communists took over. Okay. I don't know about the lifting Russia up, but I will tell you that they've been manipulating the American history in schools for quite some time. Let's talk about the 1619 Project and the whole redefinition of everything in the country is basically we're just slave owners. That's all of us. And we all, including me, have to pay reparations for some reason because apparently my great-grandpa owned slaves or some shit like that, which never happened. So anyway, okay. And then let me see. Infiltrate and gain control of more unions. What's the Democratic Party all about? I could give you a montage on that. Unions, unions, unions. Unions built this country. Unions built the middle class. Unions built this country, right? Unions. Unions, no good, man. Acorn, SEIU, all of them. They're all, you know what? There's no need anymore these days for unionization. Okay? People don't run sweatshops. Not here in this country. Right? Okay. Now, this one I found interesting and got skipped over. Check this one out. 38. Transfer some of the powers of arrest from the police to, what? Social agencies. Yeah, man. Social agencies. You remember the whole defund the police movement? Yeah, since 2020, defund the police. What, we're going to send social workers. I've been laughing my ass off about this. Okay, we both have. What, are you going to send a social worker to some guy who's going to come flying out of his house through the screen door with a butcher knife like this? Ah! How's this going to go, right? But you see, this was part of a bigger and more nefarious plan. And if a couple of people get stabbed to death in the process, who cares, right? That's not what's important. What's important is that we get the police powers assigned to people that really aren't police. They are social agencies. Then we can lock them up because they have behavioral problems, right, and psychiatric disorders, which only the psychiatrists can understand and treat, right? Which is kind of where we're at with all this gender dysphoria nonsense and this whole gender spectrum bullshit. Is some psychiatrist came along and said, "Yeah, wait, gender is not the same thing as sex at all." Yeah. Gender is a term that was used linguistically. Go see Matt Walsh, right? So let's move on. Number 30, dominate the psychiatric profession and use mental health laws as a means of gaining coercive control over those who oppose communist goals. And let's just insert here United States government goals. Just to really bring it home that you should be afraid, right here. Oppose U.S. government. Democracy. The goals of democracy. Democracy needs to be saved, God damn it. Right? That's what's going on here. You're living in a communist country. Wake the hell up. Wake up. Okay, discredit the family as an institution. Encourage promiscuity, and easy divorce. Right? No-fault divorce. No-fault divorce. No-fault divorce. Holy shit. No-fault divorce is communist. Getting an education today, boys and girls? I sure the hell hope so, because I'm even getting an education. I mean, that one right there was a lights on moment for even me, right? And I keep up on this stuff, right? I study this stuff. Okay. Now get this one, number 41. Emphasize the need to raise children away from the negative influence of the parents. Go look up Finney, the name Finney. The beginning of the birth of the public education system. There's your homework for you. Go look that shit up and do a little reading, at least 15, 20 minutes. Go down that rabbit hole for a little while, okay? And learn about what this guy believed in, this secular guy, humanist, right? He's a communist. Communist, okay? 42, create the impression that violence and insurrection are legitimate aspects of the American tradition. Remember 2020? Yeah, students and special interest groups should rise up and use justified force to solve economic, political, or social problems. All right. Right? In light of the decision of the Supreme Court decision on affirmative action, right? In light of the recent marches, okay, and pressure around the Supreme Court justices' homes over the decision last year over Roe v. Wade, that intimidation shit. And now it's coming again because they're losing their minds because, you know what? Black people can't possibly succeed in life because they're stupid. And so if we don't have an affirmative action, they'll never get anywhere. I'm a dumb white chick. Okay? Okay, and you go, oh, it's funny, it's woke, and it's not. Listen, this is the communist playbook, boys and girls. 1963, January 10th, 13 days before I was born. Man. Now, you comment below and you tell me we're not living in a communist country. You tell me that. You explain to me how, oh, no, we live in a democracy. My ass. Okay, I just showed you the list of things on the communist goals list that have been accomplished. Now, if they believe from their standpoint, the gosh darn commies said this is what we need to achieve in order to become a communist country, to make the United States communist. It's their goals. And I'd say, 60, 70% of them have been accomplished. And the rest that haven't are simply because the world turned a different direction, right? And they're not particularly meaningful, okay? They were accomplished in different ways, so they don't line up as creepily, okay, with the ones that I showed you. But the ones that I showed you, my God, to the T. I mean, I don't even have to change words. I mean, it says, how about the promiscuity one? Oh, for shit's sake, people. For fuck's sake. My God, people. Break down cultural standards of morality by promoting promiscuity, pornography, obscenity in books, especially in schools to kids, right? Sexing the kids, right? Get them when they're young. Magazines, motion pictures, radios, and TV, right? You just turn on the television, it's a shit cesspool, okay? When I first got saved, I almost couldn't watch. I mean, I couldn't. I turned on the TV and I went, because I was particularly sensitive to the sin when I first got saved. And since then, it's gotten a little bit. I mean, I'm not desensitized to it. But yeah, eliminate all laws governing obscenity by calling them censorship and a violation of free speech and free press. Man, they've been doing the child porn thing under the people been talking about, and pornography under the guise of free speech forever. Okay, and I've always thought that, I'm sorry, whipping your tits out, that ain't free speech because it doesn't involve your fucking mouth. You're not a piece of art when you whip your tits out. You're just crude, sick, and mentally disturbed, and you should be in a fucking institution, right? So that's pretty much all I got to say.